Phrom Phong is a popular and sophisticated area on Sukhumvit Road that's frequented by a mix of upscale locals, Japanese expats, and other foreigners with families. This stretch along the central Sukhumvit area is just slightly further south on the BTS SkyTrain's Green Line from Osog. Phrom Phong's BTS station puts you smack in the middle of the Phrom Phong area, with the main features of the district in full view. The area has many highlights but is probably best known for the M District, an area made up of 3 world-class shopping malls, the Emporium, EmQuartier, and EmSphere. Within the shopping haven, between Emporium and EmSphere is Benjasiri Park, which offers an ample number of activities. It also serves as a welcome green stop-off point for many urban visitors. This Bangkok district's boundary can be loosely defined as somewhere in the region of Sukhumvit Soi 31 to 43 on one side of the road and Sois 22 to 28 on the other. At some point, Osog and Phrom Phong kind of blur into each other on one end, which makes it difficult to define the exact boundaries. And the same could be said with the Tonglor area. This is an area that's become increasingly established over the years. This means it's a popular choice for shopping, eating, and living in the Thai capital for those with the means to do so. The Phrom Phong area is fairly compact when compared to some others, but the fact that Phrom Phong is filled with more than a few quality restaurants, boutique shops, condominiums, and hotels has earned it a reputation as one of the most upscale and desirable neighborhoods in Bangkok. The Phrom Phong area is actually quite an eclectic combination of various services, shops, and restaurants. It's actually not too difficult to cover much of the area on foot, and many of the streets in Phrom Phong are all within reasonably short walking distance from each other. Along the main road, you may notice that the footpaths are some of the best that you're likely to find in the whole city. You'll also find a few nice contrasts when passing some of the cafes and boutique shops, along with the odd secondhand bookstore or shops selling classic furniture or art. Because of the mix of locals, which includes various international expats, this area of Sukhumvit isn't short of a few Tops markets, Villa markets, or even Japanese supermarket UFM Fuji Super. When it comes to dining, you'll find quite an assortment of restaurants. There's a range of cuisine from different ethnicities in Asia, as well as offerings from Europe and the Middle East. The contrast is evident in streets like Sukhumvit Soi 26 and 39 as bistros and bars line the side streets along with local Thai food stalls and grills. Phrom Phong isn't heavy on nightclubs like Tonglor or even Soi 11, but there is entertainment at some of the pubs like the Robin Hood and the Royal Oak. If you'd rather find some wine or even sake, then the area isn't short on those either. There's also the odd Italian restaurant, or more prominently, many Japanese establishments in and along the area. There's a reasonable expat presence in Phrom Phong that both accounts for and benefits from the conveniences and upscale feel of the area. Amongst expats, the Japanese are the most prominent, and they built a reasonably sized community that can be seen from the many business signs and language schools, as well as the Japanese writing found at many of the other local shops. And even though this stretch of central Sukhumvit is quite dense both culturally and commercially, the atmosphere is far from boisterous. The streets are well maintained and the crowds don't get too unruly, which is further evidence of the neighborhood's more high-end reputation, along with the fact that there are nearby international schools and hospitals like Samatavej Sukhumvit Hospital. Phrom Phong's status has long been established since Bangkok's first luxury shopping complex was built here in 1997. The Emporium shopping mall. Although it's true that just as many Bangkok locals came to look as to buy, Emporium soon had hordes of shopping-loving Thais turning up to peruse the wealth of upmarket global brands that the mall stocked. Emporium really set the tone for high-so malls in Bangkok and also for the Phrom Phong area. Its success led to its extension and development into what is today known as the M District, which has now developed into a trio of malls including the Emporium and the even more impressive EmQuartier, as well as the soon-to-be-finished EmSphere. EmQuartier is located directly opposite of Emporium on the other side of the BTS SkyTrain Station, and both of the shopping centers enjoy direct access on foot from the elevated BTS station as well as at street level. These modern and glitzy shopping malls sell designer brands at prices that are out of range for all but a small proportion of affluent Thais. And as is the case with the majority of shopping malls in Thailand, and particularly Bangkok, pretty much everything is included under one roof, from restaurants to banks to cinemas, along with children's play areas and even supermarkets. EmQuartier has an interesting mix of stores and an elegant, modern design and layout that has leanings towards a lush indoor tropical garden filled with greenery and a pond. When built, it had the largest indoor waterfall in Southeast Asia. The mall is home to a massive Virgin Active fitness club and art venue and is flanked by the Biraj Tower, a new business and office building. You'll also find regular pop-up events and small outdoor markets here. EmSphere is the last addition to the M District. It's currently under construction, but nearing completion. Benjasiri Park is a well-kept park right between Emporium and EmSphere. This is an 11-acre park, which isn't large by comparison to some of the other main parks in and around Bangkok like Jatujak, Benchasiri, and Lumpini parks. However, it's a popular park primarily because it's located on Sukhumvit. It's a park that provides an often much-needed breather from the busy streets of the city and maybe from shopping. One minute, you're on the loud, busy, congested Sukhumvit Road, and the next you're confronted with sculpture gardens, flowers, and a pond. Some people go jogging around Benjasiri Circuit, and there's actually a public pool located towards the rear of the park that many people miss. For more activities, park visitors will find a small skate park towards the far end, as well as various basketball courts and areas for Tai Chi and aerobics classes. There are also a couple of kids' playgrounds where kids can use their energy for an hour or so while the parents relax. The large pond in the middle also serves as a gathering point on various occasions related to water, like the Thai tradition of Loi Krathong. Benjasiri Park is a great way to take time out from the other densely populated streets of Phrom Phong and the city's central area. There's no shortage of choice when it comes to places to stay in Phrom Phong. For starters, there are the deluxe 5-star hotels fairly typical of the area. More recently, there have been a few more boutique-style residents appearing, as well as more condominiums and apartments through Airbnb. Along with the huge malls and office buildings in Phrom Phong, condominiums, and to a lesser extent apartments, contribute towards the built-up skyline of the area. Phrom Phong BTS Station is a highly desirable spot for hotel residents and locals purchasing the ever-expanding range of condo developments alike. As far as hotels go, plenty of the prestigious big-name brands dot the area, like the Hilton Sukhumvit Bangkok, Doubletree by Hilton Hotel Sukhumvit, and the Marriott Marquis. A popular choice for visitors choosing to base themselves in central Sukhumvit is the Emporium Suites by Chatrium. This high-end offering is just above the Emporium shopping complex and offers stunning penthouses along with more standard hotel-style accommodations for rent. The Japanese connection stretches all the way up to the next main area along Sukhumvit Road and the BTS line, which is Tonglor. This is why it's no real surprise to find so many Japanese restaurants, massage and spas, or even an onsen, along with some of the best Japanese supermarkets in and between these two areas. The area is often described as a little Tokyo because there are various businesses catering distinctly to the Japanese by way of sushi bars, ramen vendors, and more than a fair few bars specializing in various things like whiskey, sake, or karaoke. Please like the video if you found it useful and subscribe to see future videos from TravSight. Thanks for watching.